Good morning, everybody. It is that time of the month once again where we receive our Surface Duo and Duo 2 updates. Shout out to everyone who sent me this information. Some of you continued sending me this information 14 plus hours after I had tweeted it myself, but that's fine. More information is better than less. The changelogs here are quite a bit shorter than maybe some people will be hoping. We're going to touch on that a little bit, but first, let's actually talk about what the updates are, and they are quite small. So on Surface Duo 1, we're looking at 13 whopping megabytes. This update improves the performance and stability of your Surface Duo. On Duo 2, it is 23.04 megabytes. Was it 13 even? It was 13 even. This update improves the performance and stability of your Surface Duo 2. So, not a lot of information there, not a lot of anything being said to us. I would pretty much assume that this is going to be a security update, but those security updates are usually quite small. And of course, there is a size discrepancy there. So maybe some additional bug fixes in there that are probably not going to be anything super significant. Although I do imagine you're probably going to see your fair share of feels faster, touch response is improved. We see this every month. Whether or not these things have actually been improved, who knows? Maybe there's some good stuff in there. And that kind of brings me to the larger conversation to be had here. And this is something I'm already seeing to some degree as well. I can't believe they didn't push out any significant bug fixes. Well, let's talk about this. So with this big Android 12L release that we got in October, I'm sure that there were some bugs that Microsoft were aware of in their final testing of 12L. And you would have thought those bug fixes would have rolled out in this update. It is possible that they just weren't ready to roll them out yet. Hopefully we get something in December, although it is possible with the holidays, right? We have Thanksgiving coming up in America, and then we also have Christmas and all the other Christmas timed holidays, Hanukkah, and all these other sorts of things. That could push the update work into January. So it's entirely possible that December we just won't see an update, okay? So prepare yourselves mentally for that. In addition to all of this, though, is the ongoing situation that I feel like documented quite well with the bugs that have arisen after the Android 12L update. And a lot of people, like I said, are saying, I can't believe we haven't gotten bug fixes for those bugs. And I'm not going to retread this tire for the umpteenth time. If you want to hear the 15-minute version of this or something like that, I'll link to it in the description in case you missed it somehow. But the TLDR is that I don't think that those bugs are directly related to Surface Duo's Android 12L update. And I will very quickly give my reasoning. Reason number one is that 12L rolled out and those bugs were not there. They did not pop up until a week to 10 days after Android 12L rolled out. I think that the phone calling issues in particular, the text messaging, the notifications, the weird thing where your phone basically just stops being a phone and stops getting stuff and sending stuff until you reboot it or you pull your SIM or whatever your fix might have been. I don't think that stuff was actually directly caused by Android 12L. Now, could it have been in some way allowed by something to do with Microsoft's slightly flavored version of Android? That's absolutely possible. But we've also seen bugs happen on Duo 1 running Android 11 at the same time, right? Within a day of each other, maybe at the exact same time, people on Android 11 on Duo 1, the AT&T variant, started having this factory reset boot loop. And apparently the solution to this was to uninstall updates from the Google Play services, if I'm remembering correctly. It was either the Play services or carrier services. I think it was the Google Play services. And strangely enough, a similar fix has been reported to work for the problems of people on Android 12L. Okay, factory resetting, wiping your user data partition effectively, and then not updating these privileged system apps seems to be a fix in both instances. Now, it's also important to note that since posting my last video, and a little bit before this as well, I had a pinned comment about this because I forgot to mention it in the video itself because it was very long and hard to remember everything. I started seeing lots of people coming forward and saying, I had the calling issue, I had all these other issues, and my phone is updated, and it just sort of on its own fixed itself. I'm not having these problems anymore. So it seems as though there was some problem there, and it's more than likely was one of these pre-installed privileged system apps, not TikTok, right? Not just a regular app, something like carrier services, something like Google Play services, and perhaps something has been rolled out to be fixed. And a lot of people say, has Microsoft snuck out an update to fix things? No, they didn't. That's not something that they're going to do. You would have to approve of a system update just like you normally would. So no, that's not what has happened. But what could have happened is a system, rather an app update in the Google Play Store went through. So if you've had some of these problems and now they've gone away, go to the Play Store and check your recently updated apps and see what's been updated. Maybe we can find a correlation that way. But I have spoken to a few people who have had this happen, and the Play services and carrier services, things like this, had recently been updated. So I don't think necessarily this is an update that you should be wildly disappointed with. It was only a month ago that we got 12L, which was a massive update. So if you were expecting like really much of anything in this update, I'm not sure what you were thinking there, because they just kind of gave us what they had. So maybe there's some small bug fixes in there. I don't think that we should be majorly disappointed that it wasn't, half a gig of bug fixes, okay? Because I don't think that there's half a gig worth of bugs to fix. I think that the primary bugs were caused by a third-party app, or like I said, a privileged system app. And yes, I am fully aware that some people are still experiencing some of the same old tried and true bugs from the very beginning of Surface Duo, like the black screen bug where one screen says, it goes black and says double tap to switch screens. I'm aware that some people are still having these issues. So when I say that there's not half a gig of bugs to fix, what I really mean is that the major bugs that cropped up in the last 2 weeks, these calling bugs that I mentioned earlier, I don't think those are necessarily bugs that Microsoft needed to roll out an update to fix, because I think that something's already happening. Perhaps they've been in communication with Google about some of their system apps being updated, and that maybe those things cause these. I mean, there seems to be a correlation there, and there doesn't seem to be a correlation with the 12L update, right? And we can't find causal links here, but we can say that the timing of 12L and the timing of these bugs were not coupled. However, the timing of these bugs and the timing of some other system apps being updated were, in fact, coupled for a lot of people. So, like I said earlier, not a big update. Probably not something I'm super upset about. It is kind of what I expected, especially since the last couple of weeks worth of research I've done into these bugs. This is kind of what I was expecting to see. Hopefully we'll see more in December, and if not December, it'll be January for the next update. Pretty much all I got to say about this one, guys. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss more content just like this. I'll see you on the next one. And until next time, stay nerdy, my friends.